And welcome back to another episode of Café Lily, with your hosts, Rosa and Kelsey. Kelsey and Rosa.
It's good to be here, Rosa. It's been a while since it's been just the two of us in the cafe. We've had a lot of customers recently.
Yeah, it was really busy. A lot of people kept coming by and telling us about Yuri and how Coco should be on fire.
Yeah, and I still don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, and then there was a bluebird.
So many things going on, but today I just need to gain some knowledge.
What kind of knowledge?
Well, you keep sending me all these Pokemon Yuri things, all this fan art and these images and posts, and I just don't really know anything about Pokemon, so I feel like you need to teach me about it from a Yuri perspective, and then I'll understand all these things that you're sending me.
Alright, take out your books, class. It's time for Rosa's lesson in Pokemon Yuri.
Okay.
You got your sandwiches?
Oh, I didn't know I had to bring a sandwich. Well, luckily we're in a cafe, so I should be able to find one.
Yeah, it should be stocked up. Alright, so... First and foremost, we'll be mainly talking about Scarlet and Violet Yuri.
Yes, that is the most recent game, isn't it?
Yes, I will give my input on other Yuris, but we'll see that for later. So, there's been bits and bits of Yuri throughout the years, and we all saw back in Sword and Shield that people really like Nessa and Sonya together, but there hasn't been anything that matched that until Scarlet and Violet came out, and you know who I'm going to be talking about first.
Is it going to be those characters that you and Ryan always have matching icons of?
Yes. Rika and Kita.
Okay.
Now, we all seen Rika. Handsome woman. 2-year winner of the most handsome character crush. She has a funny Clodsire who's like her ace. She's super charming. Love her. Took 500 pictures of her when I got to her. Now, we all agreed collectively that yeah, she's dating every single woman. And we're not off by that fact. Because, of course, people love shipping her and Gita together. And it was all just fan work. Until we're giving more stuff to work with once the DLC came. And we got information that Rika's always looking after Gita. Making sure she's not getting Pokemon stuck in her hair and making sure she's okay.
Aww.
And Rika got a comment from Tulip saying, "Hey, if Gita's ever get tired of you, my door is always open."
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Everyone wants Rika.
Of course, everyone wants Rika. At least one woman from Scarlet and Violet has been shipped with Rika. But of course, the main ones are Gita and Rika. They're just how they say lesbian yaoi.
Alright, lesbian yaoi in the same way as Pop Team Epic is, or in a different way?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I mentioned another character, Tulip. Now, it's less that she's the point of interest. It's more the character Dendra that is mainly one. Tulip is the Psychotype gym leader that you challenge throughout the game. And it is revealed that she is childhood friends with Dendra, essentially the coach of the Pokemon school. So of course, people got a lot to work with there. And in the trading cards, the Pokemon cards, apparently you can see her doing her makeup. Amazing. Gay as hell.
That is pretty convincing. I see how this would be a popular pairing.
But you also get the other factor, there is the school nurse named Miriam. Very cute. Dendra will go up to her and always try to make the best sandwich for her because she appreciates her help in bandaging her up and everything. And it's very cute. It's a very cute tangent. And it's wow, Dendra, you're you're a bit of a disaster woman. But wow, these two women really want you.
Well, there's someone out there for everyone.
Right. And apparently Dendra gets 2 of them. Her sandwiches suck, but damn, she's charming like a Michelin star. It's kind of amazing how much Yuri Mateo people got to work with this like this generation. Like it's not like they never had some before, because like honestly back in Sun and Moon, people really love like Lily and Moon getting along. But here it's just like you got a lot to work with, a good handful. Like wow, of course, once Rika came out of nowhere, it's like, damn, a lot's going on here.
Could it be that there's more Pokemon Yuri now because we have the opportunity to see the characters interact more in the DLC and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I guess this time around, it's a lot of it is just like Pokemon having like this game having like a lot of amazing character writings.
Okay.
I mean, if anything, you could make a Yuri out of your trainer character, or Juliana, with like some of the rivals she meets with. There's that Pokemon music video about like Juliana and Nimona, and like wow, everyone agreed this is pretty Yuri.
Yeah, I remember when that video came out, everyone was talking about it.
Right? It was insane, and then like, of course, Nimona is like very attached to the trainer, but like, if it wasn't that doing a lot, it is the Pokemon Adventures manga that's going insane.
Oh, what are they doing in that?
Well, of course, you get the two trainers, Juliana and Florian, and they of course have different personalities and appearance of their game counterpart. Juliana, she's of course wearing, I think it's the fall uniform, and her hair is purple, or like dark, and she has like this scary glare on her, and Nimona is just in love with her in that, in that manga. It is insane. She's like blushing. You always see her like shooting hearts at her. It's amazing.
I feel like the Pokemon Adventures manga used to be really popular. Like that was one of the main things people liked in Pokemon, but I never really see people talking about it anymore.
I think a lot of it's just like the insanity of it being like the darker Pokemon world is kind of like blown over. And I think this time around people are like more into like the character writings and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so of course there are more characters in Scarlet and Violet, so now you got Penny in the mix. Now I haven't seen much of Penny and Juliana, but I don't doubt there is some out there, but they're not as popular. But what did get popular was Nimona and Penny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of it is just like opposite attracts, you know, like the upbeat, outgoing Nimona and the quiet, recluse Penny. And it's just like, of course, that's like a match made in heaven. It's just like you get such a funny dynamic between the two. And like, you do get their interaction for a bit where like Penny is like, wow, you're very loud. Cut that out. Oh, enjoy the DLC, everyone. It is such a funny time. There's just so many mixes and matches when it comes to that. Personally, I have a favorite. Something that's in like on my mind. So like, I like the idea of like the trainer Juliana and Carmine from the Indigo Disc DLC getting along well, and just like Carmine like opening up to Juliana, like, hey, you're pretty cool. And I thought you were just like another tourist, but no, you're really cool. Plus, like, Carmi has, like, a lot of problems. Not as much as her brother Kieran. But Carmi's just, like, hilarious, because she has this, like, expression where she gets angry, and then she just grits her teeth, and then her hands start shaking. It's hilarious.
Okay, and you think that Juliana can fix her?
No, I think Julia could stand her.
Okay, okay.
It's such a fun time. Scarlet Violet Yuri, it's like driving. On top of like the yaoi too. It's a driving environment right now. Nature is healing. Everyone's happy.
What I'm hearing is this is the game for Yuri fans and yaoi fans.
Yeah, like they got a lot to work with here. It's just a fun playground for the Yuri heads. Cannot recommend anyone.
Everyone's probably already checked it out though.
Of course. I mean, look at Ryan. Me and Ryan has been having a great time about it. Like every day, Ryan always sends me like fan art of like Rika, Gita, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is she eating her shirt? Now, I want to step out of Scarlet and Violet, and now I want to talk a bit about like other Pokemon Yuris. Yeah, so a personal favorite of mine was always like Pokemon Rosa May from Black and White 2, and then Hilda. Cause like I remember one day just seeing like a post about like Pokemon Masters and like, oh, Hilda is shorter than Rosa May when she's like 2 years younger than her, which is like funny. And then I just kind of like drew art of that. I was like, oh look, it's her teasing her for being short.
Yeah, you've drawn those two together, haven't you?
Yeah, and then that just develops years later. There is another popular ship for Rosa May, and that is this character named Yancy. Now, in Black and White 2, depending on the gender, you get to meet a character named Yancy or some guy.
Well, some guy, he doesn't get a name.
I was about to say just that guy. I was like, oh, whatever. And then I remember his name, Curtis. But yeah, so depending on the gender, play as Nate, the male trainer, you get Yancy. Play as Rosie May, the female, you get Curtis. But that didn't stop people. No, because then it'll be Rosie May and Yancy. Now, the thing about Yancy, or Curtis, is that throughout the story, you'll get occasionally calls from them because they lost their X transceiver, which is like their iPhone watch or something. So, like, she lost it, and you find it, and then you eventually meet up together, and you give it to her, and then you start calling each other day after day. You learn more about each other, and then by like the later conversations, you get a hint that Yancy falls for the trainer. And since then, people went to town with it, and of course, that's like very cute, very sweet.
Yeah, that is cute.
Now, here's some historical ones. Very historical to a good friend of ours, Gwen, who was a guest. So Pokemon have ship names that are like based on like fruits, crystals, or other stuff, so I can keep up with it. But one I know well is sour grapes.
Yes, of course.
Our friend Gwen is a big fan of the character Burgundy, who only shows up for the X and Y anime. Not X and Y, Black and White anime. And I seen her, and she is a hilarious character. She's a connoisseur. Apparently, she hates this guy named Silent. And she's a bit French.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. And she get paired up a lot with a character named Georgia, who is a dragon trainer. And they always get paired up together because they both have like attitudes and they're just kind of funny. I guess you could call them the Wario and Waluigi. But yeah, huge respects to those characters. They're hilarious.
Shoutouts to Gwen, the #1 champion of this ship.
Yeah. Shout out to the Pokemon anime. And shout out to the Pokemon anime for the character... Forgot her name. No, Dawn and...
Oh, Zoe.
Zoe! Oh, thank God. I'm glad you remember. Yeah, Dawn and Zoe. You heard of Zoe, huh?
Yeah, I did watch a little bit of the Diamond and Pearl anime when I was a kid, so I remember Zoe.
You know, like when they first saw Zoe, it's like, huh, they didn't think much of it. Now, as a grown woman, I look back like, oh my gosh, Dawn, that's a butch.
That is a young butch.
Yeah, Dawn, that's a young butch, and she really likes you. But yeah. So yes, that was the beautiful world of Scarlet and Violet Yuri. Now go off, my students, and find more Pokemon Yuri, Yaoi even, and whatever Grusha Yona is. Class dismissed.
Alright, thank you. I promise that I will do my Pokemon Yuri homework.
Okay. I need you to like study 3 ships.
Okay.
Find the name of the ship and give me a report on each one.
Okay. I'll bring that to you by next time.
Class dismissed. Now, what else is on our docket?
Have you got any Yuri recommendations for this week?
Boy, do I! Are you ready to catch these hands?
Well, that sounds a little bit scary. Can you explain?
No.
Okay.
So, Catch These Hands. It is a manga about Growing up Takabe, she was a delinquent back in high school, fighting every girl she met and taking every student tag she can get to prove that she is the toughest. Unfortunately, there was someone stronger than her. The Bloody Cardigan.
Ooh, that's ominous.
Name Soramari. Back in the day, when they fought, it would always end in a tiebreaker, and she was never able to beat her.
Ah.
Years later, and Takabe is an adult now. She's just in between jobs, all her old friends are getting married, and she realized, it's time to change my look. I look too tough, I need to look more professional. So she goes out shopping, and she stops by a store, and a lady there asks, "Can I help you find what you're looking for?" And this lady surprises Takabe because she felt a familiar energy from her. And she was right. It was her old rival, Soramari.
Oh, the drama.
Takabe was worried. Is he here to try and embarrass me? She's messing with me? No, it can't be her. And once she finished helping her pick out an outfit, she received a note. Meet me outside at this time. When the time came, Soramori went up to Takabe and told her, "I want to go out with you. If I beat you in a fight, I want to go out with you." And guess what?
What?
Soramori won. Yeah, it wasn't even much of a fight anyway. She just threw her over. Just grabbed her and threw her onto the ground. It's like, okay. It is revealed that Soramori was just infinitely stronger than Takabe, and she was always holding back during their fights. And the reason why she always was fighting with her was because she actually just wanted to talk to her, to go out with her. So that's why she took this moment to meet up with her again and take a chance at going out with her. But she does. And antics ensue. I don't want to spoil anymore, because I want everyone to look for herself. But it is a fun time. And I really enjoy the premise. It is genius. It is hilarious. I can't wait to see what more to get into and how much closer they get.
That does sound like fun. I think I would really enjoy that. I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, I feel like you will love characters that are like, no, I know you love characters that's just like very clueless and do not realize they're like, oh, a girl likes me.
I mean, that's a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. But yeah, I recommend it. It's a really fun time. Any Yuri on your docket?
I actually do have a recommendation.
Ooh.
This is a little bit of something that's difficult to recommend, but I went to see a play.
Oh.
And of course that's so hard to recommend because it's so dependent on, like, someone has to be performing it near where you are and you have to get a ticket, and this isn't the sort of thing that I expected that I would be seeing, but someone offered me a ticket and I was like, yeah, okay, I might as well go see this lesbian play. It's called Meet Me at Dawn by Zinnie Harris, and it is a two-person play. There are only two actors in it. They are two lovers, Helen and Robin, who survive a boating accident and wash up on a shore. And as they're trying to, find out where they are, maybe get rescued, all these things, Robin starts having visions, or maybe they're memories, and she thinks she's lived through this before, and Helen doesn't survive it. Okay, it was just excellent. It's a great play. I'm like I said, I'm not a person who sees plays very often, but I so enjoyed this. It was very metaphorical, very cryptic.
Ooh.
If you're interested in that kind of thing, I definitely recommend this.
Drama club girlies. Get to it. Yeah, it's very nice to have a less hectic day in Cafe Lily.
Yeah, it's good to slow down every once in a while.
Yeah. After like a squid guy like coming to your and a bluebird and Tangled, it's nice to slow down.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? We'll be back for more because there's always more Yuri to discuss.
Of course. Thank you all for joining. Remember to do your assignments for next week.
Alright.
Alright, goodbye.
See you next Yuri.